Hey, yo, I'm what you call a car thirst ball. You heard? I done had mad cars. But on the last car that I leased, I did everything online. You heard? I ain't stepped foot in no dealership. I ain't got time to be going down there debating and playing with salespeople and all of that. I ain't got no time for that, bro. This the future. You heard? George Jetson out here. You heard? I did everything online and they delivered that car to my doorstep. And that's what this whole app and this whole website is about. CarLiveryAuto.com. You heard? The next car you lease, don't even waste your time with a dealership, bro. This the future. You heard? You do it right on the app. You do it right on the website. They gonna deliver that car to your doorstep. You feel what I'm saying? Brand spanking new with a ribbon on it. I don't know about the ribbon and all of that, but it's gonna be brand spanking new. So make sure y'all go to CarLiveryAuto.com right now. Check it out. You heard? Don't waste your time with no dealerships, you heard? And you heard it from LAZ, man. Z-Man, Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. Brownsville, Brooklyn, Howard Projects in the building. You already know.
Soon as we get in there, the nigga Shot Wells take both phones off the fucking hook and put them in his back pocket. And the niggas, all the niggas that... Far Rockaway is responsible for paving the way for Queens to have respect on Rikers Island. It's a Snapple fact. Why that's a Snapple fact is, prior to the Far Rockaway niggas, which I'm gonna name by name, coming to Rikers Island, they was disrespecting Queens tremendously. That's where the Queens, that's where that come from. So niggas was saying that, right? Then out of nowhere, it seemed like a busload of Far Rockaway niggas came one by one after the other. The first one was Shy Wells. To give you an example of what type of nigga that nigga was, I was in March 6th. I went to court one day. That's the New Jack house. When I come back from court, the whole house is sitting on their bed and the lights is out like they on punishment. And there's one nigga sitting in the day room with the TV, with the light and the TV on. He got 3 rows of chairs stacked to the ceiling and he's sitting in the middle like he on a fucking throne, right? In the sky. So I look at niggas, I go to this dude I was talking to and say, yo man, what the fuck happened? The dude looking all sad and shit. He said, yo, the dude that's in there, he knocked him out, took his chain, he knocked him out, took his coat, he chased him around the shit, and he took both phones and told everybody to lay on their beds. I said, get the fuck out of here. So I go, I'm like, these niggas is crazy. Now, you know when you go to court, the first thing any nigga that go to court when they come back want to do is get on the phone because you want to talk to your people. That be your stress reliever. So you got to talk so you can lay down and feel a little better. That helps when you talk to your people. Because every nigga I seen come from court, you tell a nigga, even niggas on the phone, get the fuck off so you can use it. F you somebody. But, so anyway, I go in the room after coming and he took both phones and got all these niggas sitting on their beds. And I go in there and I say, yo man, I don't know what the fuck you did to these niggas, but I had time on them phones. He said, you lucky I'm tired. I said, what the fuck? That nigga said, you heard me nigga, you lucky I'm tired. I said, yo what? He said, how much time you had on the phone? He skipped all that tough talk I was trying to give back and just said, how much time you... So I shut the fuck up because I knew I was about to lie. I only had a half hour. So I told the nigga I had an hour on both phones. Now that I see he took all the phones from all of these niggas, I might as well come up too. So he gives me that. The next morning, they packed me and him up as if I was his man. I guess they felt like being that I didn't get subjected to his shit, I must have been with his shit. So they packed both of us up. So that's a whole nother story, but I got to see what he did to them dudes after we got to the house they put us in, because niggas jumped me. He didn't help me or nothing.
What crib you said that was?
What, the one that...
he came in there and did that?
March 6th. He did that in the New Jack house. Now, just to let you know that he wasn't just a nigga that was doing this shit to New Jacks, he does this wherever the fuck he goes. They could have been in there 10 years. He's taking over the house the same way he did this shit. And I got to see it happen after we went. But I'm going to tell you, when we went to 4 Main, fuck it. I tried to make the story short, but I'm going to give it to you. When we went to, now they packed us up. I see this nigga. I'm only about 16. This motherfucker, I don't know how old he was. I guess he was 25, acting like he was 16, because that's what the grown men used to do on the island. Them niggas are placed adolescent because they know the adolescents' mothers was sending them shit. Those was the niggas that have shit. So sadly to say it, the old niggas was robbing and playing on the young niggas. So if you was a young nigga in jail, chances are you might get punched in your face by a 36-year-old acting like you, because I damn sure did. And now you gonna hear that later on in the story too. Big from Far Rockaway punched me in my fucking face. Now, I ain't go out like no sucker or nothing, but I was 16. He was a grown man. His name was Big Head, and I got punched in the face by a grown fucking man. That shit was traumatizing, but I did my thing anyway. But to get back on point, Shy Wells, they sent us, Shy Wells turned to me in the hallway, and he was like, he said, no, he told the police, yo, where y'all sending us? The police said, he looked at the card, because they tell you on the card where you going. He said, y'all going to 4 Main. So Shy Wells turned to me, and he was like, oh shit, shorty. He said, we going to the House of Pain, right? And he was like, this way I'ma see if all that shit you was just talking, you know, how that play out. Now, I was a young nigga, but one thing I knew about me, I knew I wasn't ready for all of this crazy shit, but I knew I was good because my philosophy was, I don't give a fuck what's going on. Ain't nobody hurting me. I said that to myself. And I knew that right there was gonna give me the energy to get whatever shit I had to get with to be on top of my game in there. And so any nigga that go in there, I suggest you say that shit to yourself because it helped me. Because I said, I don't give a fuck what's going on. Nobody's hurting me. I made that decision and I never got hurt. I'm not going to tell you I didn't get scuffed or seriously challenged. I can't tell you that. So Shy Wells, they put us in 4 Main. When we get into 4 Main, the 4 Main got like a Seagate area where the police have a bubble where they stay in their station, and that gate that separates the hallways from the cell area where all the inmates and people on the island is at. So when they bring the New Jacks in, they bring you between the Seagate. It's 2 doors, and they close them doors, and they got like it's gates. And on the other side of the gate is the day room. So all the people in that house that's in the day room, they get to see the New Jack 2 niggas coming in the door. So when we got in there, they search you before they put you in there to make sure you don't got no weapon. So they opened Shy Wells shit, and when they opened this shit, all 50 niggas from the house, it seemed, got on the gate. When they got on the gate, they want to see what he got in his bag so they can rob us. But when they got on the gate, he instantly got up on them niggas' faces. And he was on them niggas.
On the glass?
Yeah, and they was looking at him, right? And they moved away from him, but they all came to my shit. But I didn't know to go stare them in their face. So I was assed out already because they seen I wasn't him.
Now, has Shy Wells been on the island before? He been in the 4 building before?
Yeah, hell yeah, because they came and snatched him because he owed Bing days. That's how I know. In the middle of him doing all of this shit, they came and grabbed him for some time he owed.
Let niggas know you could go home in Rikers Island back in the days. I don't know if it's like that now, but if you go home and you in the Bing, when you come back through,
you doing that time.
Those Bing days, my nigga. I don't care if it's 8 months later.
So, Shy Wells, when we get in the house, I'm gonna tell this story raw dog because I don't care. My philosophy is I stand on truth, and even if it's a sad story, man, it happened, you know, and happened is some shit that happens once if you can accept that. And I accept everything that happened to me in my life because that means it's done and I got a new start. So now, when me and Shy Wells, after them niggas done all came to my shit, now I got a problem. I'm worried. You know what I mean? Because it's about 30 niggas looking at my property. Even though I don't got shit, I'm still worried. Now, I'm worried because the whole sea of niggas that was on the gate trying to ravish through our property is on my property because they see that I'm not the gangster that Shy Wells is. You know, Shy Wells was very well experienced. Like, that was my first time. I was wet and behind the ears, but I've been to Spofford and all that, so I already had a somewhat gel mentality, so I wasn't average going in there. So I had an advantage point, although that shit still was a disadvantage. So the niggas Shy Wells, they let us in the house. Soon as we get in there, the nigga Shy Wells take both phones off the fucking hook and put them in his back pocket. And the niggas, all the niggas that, all the niggas, no, let me slow down.
Now what house is this? 4 Main?
This 4 Main too, fellas. 4 Main is the house of pain at this time. So this little nigga that weighed 90 pounds wet with bricks in his fucking pocket goes in the house. The first thing he did is, y'all gotta excuse me because the story gonna be factual, but some of the parts I might have to refix them because I might say something that happened prior, and I want to give it to you in order. So first thing he did was he did take the phone, and the nigga went in the back with about 5 niggas. After he went in the back, all of them niggas clamped up. They knew the nigga, or some of the niggas that was on the phone. The big head nigga was in there that I told y'all punched me in my face earlier. We'll get to that too. So the nigga had a little small chain with a cross on. Shy Wells made that nigga bend down. Shy Wells was so fucking small, so much smaller than him. Big Head had to bend down so he could take the shit from around his neck. Now, not the shit on Big Head, because Shy Wells did this to a few niggas, and a couple of these niggas is my mans, and I'm not gonna say their names. You know what I mean? And I don't hold this against them, because these niggas is gladiators today, but at that point, they was up against something they didn't understand.
There's different levels to the savage.
Yeah, there's levels to the savage shit.
Different levels to the savagery, and the bottom line is some niggas is so monstrous and so savage and so beastly that in the animal kingdom, the other animals know they must bow down to this particular animal.
Totally agree.
It's not that they soft. It's just that this particular nigga is inhumanely savage.
Yeah, and godly blessed with his savagery. It's like no man has proven to stop this nigga with his shit. And he doing it to high-ranking niggas that should have been stopped him. Nigga, the nigga Shy Wells knocked Frazier out from fucking Webster Projects. The nigga that was robbing everybody, Frazier, the legendary Frazier, Shy Wells ran though, I was there. Frazier jumped out on us, and on my whole house. One man, jumped out on 50 niggas. And Shy Wells was the one to cuff him real quick. Young! And he fell on his ass, but the whole house ran. Me too. I don't know why I was running, but I know if all the rest of these savages was taking flight, I had to follow suit because I wasn't on them niggas' level. I was 16, probably 5'3". I'm 5'8" right now. Who knows what the fuck was going on, but I wasn't no sucker. But I did have to play my position till I understood the shits. Cause I seen a lot of gangster niggas come home with size 15s and they was out here shooting at cops. And the reason I figured out what that was, how that could happen, because the Allen was mechanical. You had to understand how the way this shit go so you could fight to prepare. How you gonna prepare from a style of karate and you don't know it? So let me just tell you my story with Shy Wells, right? I don't know where this nigga at, but I know he alive. Cause he's such a legend, somebody would have mentioned this nigga dying. I know I would have heard that, right? So the nigga Shy Wells just took over the whole house. He took big head chain. When I get in there, I just got in there. So I see a guy that I seen in my neighborhood. And I'm somebody in my neighborhood, especially at this time. So when I see this nigga, I know, well, at least I think, he ain't gonna play with me because he know he live in my neighborhood and he know he'll die if he play with me. So I know he not gonna do that. This is what I think. But Rikers Island's a whole nother universe and it give a nigga a whole nother common sense. This nigga was crazy. So he sets me up. I guess he must have didn't like me the whole time he was seeing me in the street. Cause look what he did to me. I come in and this what niggas was doing to niggas cause I did it to somebody too. When the nigga came in, when I came in, I knew the press for the phones. So I'm like, you know, cause the older niggas told us stories to let us know. So you little niggas, you better listen to older niggas. Because the reason I survived, it wasn't just cause I was tough. Cause tough ain't enough in these type of places, nigga. You need some more shit. You need math. The reason why Laz is my man is because I see he was smart. He was academically equipped along with his shit. Cause I don't fuck with niggas that's just thugs. Because what you gonna do? Die? Go to jail? That's what happens to niggas that's just thugs. You gotta be some extra shit if you wanna be a successful thug. Cause it's almost impossible. There's one Jay-Z, not 1,000. Yeah. 1,000 niggas tried. So I tilt my hat to that. The Shy Wells nigga, so I get in the house, this is what happens to me. This is my fate because I'm a regular tough guy at the time. I was tough, but I'm regular, meaning I didn't know nothing about this island shit besides what the older niggas told me. I know more than the average nigga because I was listening. So when I get in there, the nigga set me up. I asked him about the phones like the old niggas told me. So the nigga was like, oh, don't worry about that shit, just go get on the phone, right? Little that I know, that don't work like that. Somebody gonna get at you. If you some new...
I'll call you back and I have a good lawyer.
I got you, mama. You got a good guard, too. Hey, look, so, it wasn't that many people in the house when I asked to go to phone. For Maine, they used to do night pool and gym or some shit like that. So all these niggas, the half of the house, go to that shit so they can wild out and get tired and come back, drink a big thing of Kool-Aid, smoke a blunt and go to sleep or some shit. Talk on the phone, they day is done. So I don't know this shit yet, but while I'm on the phone, I'm talking to my cousin JJ. So while I'm on the phone with Jay and shit, Jay gotta remember this shit. I'm on the phone with Jay. He asked me how it is because he never been in there. So he like, well, I'm like, it's all right so far, you know. Because I ain't seen nothing. No, I'm lying. I'm saying I'm all right so far. I'm not telling him it's all right. Because I seen some shit way before I got to this shit. I seen some serious shit. We'll get to that later. My whole entrance was a scary one. Yes, I was scared. And I believe any nigga that was in C-74 for the first time from 91 back, you had to be scared, bro. It's no way you wasn't scared. I don't give a fuck who you is. You were scared until you discovered.
From now back.
Yeah.
From now back.
Nigga, they had a sign. I didn't want to say this because I'm going to say it later. When they put me in the holding pen to process me, they had a sign on the wall. It's a million niggas that I know read this shit just like me and was scared just like me. The sign had a skeleton head. In the middle of the head, it said C-74, and he had bars for teeth. And it said, live each day as if it's your last, cause today just might be yours. I swear to God, that shit put the fear of God in my young 16-year-old. Yeah, and then, but I ain't skipping, cause alarms start ringing and shit, and niggas start coming in mummified with head wraps, talking about they just got in the house 2 minutes, and the nigga slammed the locker on their head, shit like that, and I ain't even get to a house yet. So now I know I gotta go to where all of these niggas is getting ran back into the pens from. But to stick to the shit, so the house come back, I hear mad noise in the hallway from the door. Ooh, they sound like animals. So they coming through the door. So it's about 30 niggas. Like 20 niggas was left in the house, right? So they come in, and one little nigga, this little nigga's name was 40, he from Fort Greene. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at the nigga if you hear this shit, cause I did pluck you out. And the funny shit is, Squeak probably know this nigga. Cause son of official nigga, mad niggas know him. He was the only nigga my size. I'm a little nigga, he was a little nigga too. But he was like the mascot of the house. Them niggas are the police. Look, I was in super trouble for plucking this nigga. Look. But I didn't start with him. He came in and he saw me on the phone. And the nigga was like, yo, fuck is you doing on the phone? Who the fuck told you? No, his exact words was this. Who told you to get on the phone? That's some shit your brother say cause your mother gonna whip your ass or some shit. So you know this whole language is letting me know this shit is crazy, right? Cause I'm understanding the words. Who told you? I'm like, told me to get on the phone. You need permission? I know this shit, but it's shocking to experience. So now I look at him and I say, who you talking to? That nigga say, ain't nobody next to you. I was so green, I looked. And I realized I was the only nigga standing there. So I told my cousin, said, what's happening? Right here on the phone. I'm like, yo, man, some nigga just said some shit to me. I gotta handle this, right? So I hang up the phone, bang. I go back to the nigga that told me to get on the phone. I'm like, I don't know who this nigga is to this day. But he one guy that I would slap the shit out of because this was some sucker shit. And he was from Harlem too. And these niggas was from Queens, Brooklyn, all types of shit, right? No, they wasn't. They all was from Brooklyn. Because no houses mixed at that time. They did, but it was very few in between. So the nigga 40, I go to the kid. I'm like, yo, you got a razor? Because I wasn't stupid. I knew if this little nigga that was my size was pressing me, it was because he had 10 niggas with him. It wasn't because he was brave. And he was my size, because I'm just not the nigga that you walk up to and say, let's fight. Or none of that shit, especially if you my size. Bigger niggas try that, not niggas my size. So the nigga said, so I knew he had the force. I knew the force was with him, like Luke Skywalker. I knew that meant that that meant this nigga was lit in this house. You could tell when the energy, you could tell when a nigga say something to you, and it's because everybody gonna jump you. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I recognized that the force was with this little nigga. So I went in there and I knew the only thing that'll slow down the force was a gun, a knife. So I went to the same dude that told me to get on the phone, not peeping, he lied me. And I said, yo, man, if some nigga just said some shit to me, I said, give me a razor, bro, because he can't want to fight me. I know he know I'd destroy him. They must gonna jump me. The dude said, you don't need no razor, just fight that nigga. As soon as he said that, the little nigga snuffed me. Boom, right? And the shit was like some sucker shit. You know, I done been jumped by thousands of niggas. I'm exaggerating, but I've been jumped. I've been through the process of the bullshit. So his shit, I actually remember thinking like, oh, I'ma kill this nigga. You know how niggas snuff you and you see that there's no power? And you like, I'm murdering this nigga, right? So he hit me and I said, oh shit. First thing I did was I slammed him. Boom! I got on top of him. I'm feeding the nigga rice, gravy, and beans through my knuckles, right? Bop, bang, boom, bop, right? So the police run in there. They break it up quick. I don't get to really fuck them up. This shit is real because I ended up crying. So you understand? So you know I ain't just telling you a bunch of gangster shit. But I wasn't doing nothing for the record. I wasn't doing none of this because I was a gangster or I was tough. I was really none of that shit yet. You feel me? But I just was a young nigga that ain't gonna let nobody do nothing to me. And I probably bust somebody's ass. I knew I could do these things. But at the same time, I knew I wasn't equipped for the dynamics these niggas was doing. So after the police broke it up, they made sure I ain't hurt this nigga. They loved him. So the police told me, go in your fucking cell. They was mad because I beat his ass. They probably thought he had a knuckle game, and he might have, but his shit just didn't work with me, right? So I disappointed them, and they was disappointed that 40 got his ass whipped. So now they tell me to go in the cell, and I'm happy. Cause this is my first piece of meat in this bitch. So I'm happy, I'm young, and you know they tried me and I survived. You know a motherfucker that you be proud of that shit when you young. So I go to cell and I'm talking to myself, these niggas, fuck what? You know how a nigga do, we young and stupid, man. I look back and say we was really crazy for some of the shit we did. So I go in the cell thinking this shit is over. So I'm laying down on a bag, I feel like I'm King Kong. I feel like they seen my work and they know I ain't having it. I thought that little shit was gonna get me by, right? Sadly mistaken. Look, and I was in super danger and didn't even know it. They had a PA system back then. The PA system is the police could announce shit over the radio from the ceiling, the speakers in the ceiling. So I'm in the cell, my cell open, and the police said, go ahead and watch TV. I said, oh, they respect my shit now. I only been in there for 10 minutes. So I said, they must be giving me my props. This is the shit the older niggas was talking about, but it wasn't. So I was about to get lined. They was lining me.